Most people imagine Vietnam as crowded cities, endless scooters, and busy streets filled with noise. But southern Vietnam tells a completely different story. What if I told you there's a part of Vietnam where tropical islands glow like paradise? Rivers replace roads, mountains disappear into clouds, and entire communities still live connected to nature in ways the modern world forgot. The documentary opens before sunrise. Dark ocean waves move slowly beneath the first light of morning near Phu Quoc. Fishing boats drift silently across the sea. Palm trees sway in warm tropical wind. Then suddenly, the atmosphere changes completely. Cold fog covers mountain roads in Dalat. Rain taps softly against windows while pine forests disappear into mist. It no longer feels tropical. It barely feels like the same region. How can one part of Vietnam contain so many completely different worlds? Southern Vietnam isn't one destination. It's an entire collection of worlds hidden inside one journey. Tiny islands scatter across the ocean, while sunlight reflects off endless turquoise waves. Welcome to Phu Quoc, southern Vietnam's hidden island paradise. At first glance, it almost looks too perfect to be real. White sand beaches stretch across the coastline. Palm trees bend toward the sea. Luxury resorts sit hidden between dense jungle and glowing water. Most travelers visit Thailand or Bali, but few realize Vietnam hides islands like this. As evening arrives, the island transforms completely. Lantern-lit markets come alive. Fresh seafood cooks over charcoal fires. Scooters move through narrow streets under neon lights. But beyond the beauty lies contrast. One side of the island shows modern tourism and luxury. The other reveals fishing communities still living almost entirely from the sea. Every morning before sunrise, fishermen leave the shore while most of the island is still asleep. The sea here controls everything. Good weather brings food and income. Storms can destroy weeks of work overnight. Wooden boats move slowly through dark water while heavy clouds gather above the horizon. For generations, people here have lived connected to nature in ways much of the modern world has forgotten. The ocean decides when people work, when they eat, and sometimes whether they survive. Yet despite the difficulty, life moves peacefully. Children play beside fishing docks, families repair nets together, fresh seafood arrives at local markets before sunrise. On islands like these, life remains simple but deeply connected to the sea. Just hours away from tropical beaches, southern Vietnam transforms completely. The heat disappears. The air becomes cold. Fog covers the roads. Welcome to Dalat, a mountain city hidden high above the clouds. Surrounded by pine forests and lakes, Dalat feels more like a European mountain town than tropical Vietnam. Rain falls softly across quiet cafes. Old buildings appear slowly through the mist. The atmosphere feels calm, mysterious, and strangely nostalgic. Unlike the busy energy of Vietnam's major cities, Dalat moves slowly. People come here to escape, to relax, to breathe, to disappear into the mountains for a while. And somehow, the fog makes everything feel even more cinematic. Some of southern Vietnam's most beautiful moments are found on the road. Motorcycles climb endless mountain highways, while clouds drift across the valleys below. In Dalat, even simple drives feel magical. The roads twist through pine forests, flower farms, and hidden villages surrounded by fog. Sometimes visibility disappears completely. It feels less like traveling, and more like entering another world. At night, glowing greenhouses light up entire hillsides like stars across the mountains. Rain reflects against empty roads while cold wind moves through the trees. In southern Vietnam, the journey itself often becomes the destination. Deep inside the mountains, powerful waterfalls crash through dense jungle landscapes. Places like Elephant Falls and Pong Gur Falls feel wild and untouched. The sound of rushing water echoes through the forest long before the waterfalls appear. Mist rises into the air, while slippery jungle trails lead visitors deeper into the mountains. Some waterfalls hide caves behind them. Others disappear into thick tropical forest. Standing near them feels small. Nature here feels powerful, ancient, untamed, and during heavy rain, the waterfalls become even more dramatic. Southern Vietnam may be peaceful, but its nature can also feel incredibly raw. Far south of the mountains lies another completely different world, the Mekong Delta, a place where rivers replace streets and boats become part of everyday life. Here, people travel by water, shop by water, and sometimes even live entirely on water. At sunrise, floating markets slowly come alive. Boats filled with fruit, vegetables, and fresh food move across the river while sellers call out to each other across the water. The Mekong moves at a slower pace, quiet, peaceful, almost timeless. Narrow canals cut through endless green landscapes while wooden homes stand beside muddy riverbanks. Life here depends completely on the river. Without it, nothing survives. For many families in the Mekong Delta, the river is more than transportation. It is home. Children grow up learning how to navigate boats before they can ride bicycles. Fishermen wake before sunrise every day. Small floating kitchens cook fresh meals directly above the water. Everything here feels connected to nature. Rain changes daily life. River levels change entire communities. Storms can isolate villages for days. Yet, despite the challenges, life feels peaceful. Simple moments define the Mekong. Lantern reflections on dark water. Smoke rising from riverside kitchens. Golden sunlight crossing quiet canals. This is one of the most authentic sides of southern Vietnam, a place where modern life still moves slowly. In the province of An Giang, mountains rise unexpectedly from the flat Mekong landscape. One of the most famous is Sam Mountain. Covered with temples and shrines, the mountain attracts pilgrims from across Vietnam. Fog moves slowly through the hills while incense smoke fills the air. The atmosphere feels calm and spiritual. People climb stone stairways to pray at temples hidden inside the mountain. Large statues overlook the valleys below, while bells echo softly through the mist. Southern Vietnam is not only beautiful, it is deeply spiritual too. The journey continues toward Vũng Tàu. Unlike Vietnam's famous tourist beaches, Vũng Tàu feels quieter and more local. Fishing boats line the coast while ocean wind moves across long, empty roads. The beaches here are simple, raw, peaceful. Sunsets turn the coastline golden while waves crash against rocky cliffs. Sometimes the most beautiful places are the ones people overlook, and Vũng Tàu feels exactly like that. As night falls, southern Vietnam transforms again. Neon lights reflect across wet streets. Night markets fill with smoke and music. Seafood restaurants stay open late into the night. Scooters move endlessly through glowing streets while rain falls softly over the city. Every place feels alive in a different way. The islands feel tropical and energetic, the mountains feel quiet and cinematic. The rivers feel peaceful and timeless, and together, they create a version of Vietnam many travelers never expect. Southern Vietnam is difficult to describe because it never feels like one single place. One day you stand beside tropical beaches. The next, you're surrounded by cold mountain fog. Then suddenly, you find yourself drifting through floating rivers at sunrise. That's what makes this part of Vietnam special. Its beauty is not only found in famous destinations, it's found in the feeling of constantly discovering something unexpected. Maybe that's why so many travelers leave southern Vietnam with the same thought. They came expecting one journey, but discovered many different worlds instead.